happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel. As today we are unboxing from Zombie Sailor Toys and Wrestling's Heels and Faces. A figure I honestly never would have guessed. The one and only Big Bully Busick. Very excited about this one. One of those kind of missing pieces of the Hasbro collection, I think, for a lot of us. And not one that I ever really expected to get in figure form. Interestingly enough, though, I have a custom of this from the one and only Jason Wolf. Jason Wolf doing a lot of awesome customs over there. Make sure to check out all his stuff over at the Art of Jason Wolf. His a little bit different, of course, with the he did have the cigar, the hat, but he had the sweater on. Now, I could be wrong, but I thought this was supposed to come with a soft goods sweater. Not the biggest thing in the world, but it would have been kind of a fun little inclusion, you know. So it is what it is, of course. If I can learn to talk, I previously unboxed some other Zombie Sailor figures on the channel. Actually, only one. Chris Candido, Mr. No Gimmicks Needed, was on the channel previously. When I started the channel, I had like no Heels and Faces figures. I had unboxed all of them. There was kind of a lull period where we didn't get any. Now I've got these two, of course. I got the CM Punk coming. I've got basically the entire wave. I think it was a Series 4, I think it was. And more coming. Obviously the Pinnacle collection, those are coming. I ordered a couple of those. I ordered the Bloodsport figures. And then, of course, he just recently announced an Owen Hart, which is exclusive to Pro Wrestling Tees, so that will be coming up relatively soon as well, hopefully. Obviously, a lot of weird things happening in the world, but hopefully we can all get this figured out and start getting more figures, because that's what it's about to me, is just getting toys. All these tariffs and stuff are unique and interesting, and probably not the most interesting thing to us as toy collectors, but it affects us, so it becomes like, oh my gosh, what is happening? But I think things are, at least as of this recording, are looking upward, right? So we'll see what happens. Of course, classic Hasbro packaging, the Heels and Faces logo. I've always liked how it's like ECW, WWF right there, which is kind of the two main characters he's going for. Big Bully Busick there. Of course, we got the autograph, Zombie Sailor Toys. Love the logo. Artwork from Ron Rudat. Very cool right there. Of course, got the hat. It's got the cigar in his mouth. The cigar is pretty fun because that probably wouldn't have happened in the original Hasbro line. And what a roster. What a roster. Of course, we got Ron Rudat's original artwork here. Very, very cool stuff. So many of these figures. We still haven't seen the Road Warriors. We still haven't seen Tony Norris, a.k.a. Ahmed Johnson. I assume he's in the next wave. Haven't heard about that for sure. We still haven't seen Macho Man. Hopefully that's coming soon. I did pass on the Bloody Ric Flair. Not a huge fan of bloody figures. I will occasionally get one. But he also showed off a Blue Tights Flair, which I think was released very briefly on J&J Figures, but I didn't know about it, so I missed that one. So hopefully that comes up for sale again, because I would love to get just a classic Flair. Don't really need the bloody, just give me the classic Flair. All the rest of them I believe I have here. I don't have that version of Slick. I had the WrestleCon Slick, but still pretty cool. Of course, we got the bio card here. Height 6 foot tall, weight 245 pounds, from Weirton, West Virginia. Do not let the derby hat, cigar, and handlebar mustache fool you. The Bully is one of the most brutal powerhouse, is one brutal powerhouse, that enjoys beating the daylights out of others. A formidable brawler who is always looking to pick a fight wherever he goes, only smokes Perot-shaped stogies, perfect for popping children's balloons. I do remember that. Popping kids' balloons, I'm like, what a jerk. I remember thinking that as a kid. But again, cool packaging, very Hasbro-esque. I have talked a little bit about retro fatigue. I'm sure you guys have heard that. I think it's a real thing. But at the same time, when I get these in, I'm like, man, these are great. I think it's just a combination of the hat is removable. I didn't even know that. That's very, very cool. Cigar is not, but that will have to be kind of a nervous thing for a lot of us, because we don't want that cigar. Because I'm afraid if he does one of these, that cigar might break. And I'm dropping his hat. My goodness. My goodness. All right. Got the hat on there. Very, very cool. A lot of reused parts here, but I think that's okay. I think that's very smooth joints. Of course, not a lot of articulation for a Hasbro, but very smooth. Zombie Sailor, I can never knock the quality. I've never had I think the only quality issue I've had was the Sabu didn't stand up very well. And, of course, rest in peace to the legendary Sabu. We lost him a few weeks ago. But That was the only issue. One thing I will say always I love about these, for the most part, they're so stable. They stand up so perfectly. We have had stand-up issues with figures in the past. That's something for me. When I buy a Mattel figure and it doesn't stand up, it's one thing. But if I'm spending top dollar on a premium figure and it doesn't stand up, yeah, that's going to irritate me a little bit, and I'm sure it would anybody. But overall, really cool figure. I think the sweater, we got a little bit of a paint scuff right there. Nothing too bad. It looks like it wipes right off there. But yeah, very, very cool. I believe this is the same torso and upper body used for Dino Bravo, and I think these are the Kevin Sullivan legs. But honestly, I think that's not a bad idea, because I do know Paul Roma and Chris Candido shared a body with different hands, and I think, getting the most out of your molds will help you overall, do better business-wise, money-wise. So I don't think that that's a bad idea at all when it makes sense, because I felt like Hasbro did a good job when it made sense, right? Like when you had the original Macho Man Series 1, you don't necessarily think, oh, that'll be perfect for Rick Martel, but when they did it, you're like, oh yeah, that totally works. Some of them, like I didn't think Tito Santana should have had the Jake the Snake body, but Shawn Michaels having the Macho Man Series 1 body, that also worked for me. Mr. Perfect and Scott Steiner all having the same body. I think Crush later had that as well, and Adam Bomb. That was a lot of reuse for one body, but it worked. And oddly enough, all those guys are very different sizes, but it worked. So, as long as it works, doesn't bother me a bit. Like I said, I think Zombie's doing great stuff over there. A lot of the retro companies are doing really good stuff. I'm about to lose my tablecloth there. My goodness. But overall, like I said, is retro fatigue real? Sure, but I think any collection can get stale at a certain point if you're not seeing a lot of new stuff come out. I know Marvel Legends is a line I absolutely love, but there are times I get a little tired of it. Not that the figures are bad or the releases are too far apart or anything. It's just like, well, I feel like I've got who I need. But then they'll put out someone like Rom the Space Knight. I'm like, okay, I need to get that. Adam Warlock, yeah, I do need to get that. And so that's kind of how they pull you back in. And that to me is the key to any toy collection, is sometimes they will pull you back in. But let me know what you guys think. Did you pick up Big Bully Busick? I believe he was an SDCC exclusive, which that's kind of misleading nowadays. It might have been an NYCC exclusive, I'm not sure. But oftentimes it just means they're available during that time. But at the end of the day, all it means is that's when it was released and that's when you picked it up. But is this one you picked up? Some people I know just picked up Candido. I needed both. Candido's perfect for your ECW collection, although I do believe a Candido in baby blue kind of representing his look as Zip is on the way. But Big Bully Busick absolutely represents that WWF era of guys we never would have probably gotten. But, he would have fit right in with like Skinner and Berserker and some of those oddball characters that we got in the early 90s. So glad to have him now for sure. And like I said, all these retro companies, we got a lot of them happening right now. I'm sure some are doing better than others. I would say in 2 years' time, we probably won't have nearly as many. But I think it's cool. There's a lot of talent out there. And I think the cool thing about this, truthfully, is that, we probably wouldn't have gotten a Big Bully Busick figure ever. But because of Zombie Sailor, we got it. Who's to say we would have ever gotten a Quang? But because of, Hastel Toy, we're getting that. Probably wouldn't have ever gotten an Ernest the Cat Miller, but because of Title Run Toys, we're getting that. We definitely wouldn't have gotten a Roadblock, but because of Rush Collectibles, we got that. So, I know there's a lot of different companies, some probably better than others, and you have to vote with your wallet. I totally understand that. But at the end of the day, it's really cool, a lot of the different figures we have gotten. So that does, to me, make it fun as a toy collector. And yeah, we'll have to do some picking and choosing with so many different characters coming at us, but it is fun. I definitely enjoy it. And Big Bully Busick is a welcome addition to my retro Zombie Sailor Toys collection. So that's all we got for Big Bully Busick. Make sure to check out my other unboxings on the channel. Got a lot of great ones. I just recently unboxed Shredder from the Turtles of Grayskull line. Super fun figure. Check that out. Especially if you're a Motu Origins fan, it's perfect for any collection. I've done a lot of DC Multiverse. How about guys like Santa Batman? How about Static Shock? How about 3 Jokers Batman? Just recently did those. If you're a retro fan, how about, especially if you're a Kenner fan, how about the new starting line? Well, not new, but I recently unboxed the starting lineups Ken Griffey Jr. from all the way back from 1996. Some of you may not even been born yet at that time, but you can check that out. Also, from around 95, 96, also, Kenner Total Justice Batman, also been unboxed right here on the channel. Check those out. Also unboxed a lot of big rubber guys like Road Warrior Hawk, Road Warrior Animal, The Powers of Pain, and of course the American Dream himself, Dusty Rhodes. Recently unboxed Lightning Strike Batman from the Batman the Animated Series line. Super fun figure as well. A lot of Mattel Elites from the Legends line. Recently unboxed Kurt Angle. We've unboxed Pat McAfee. We've unboxed The Goon. And from the Defining Moments line, Bret the Hitman Hart. All unboxed right here on the channel. So check those out. And hopefully you'll find something you enjoy. I do unbox a lot of different stuff. Wrestling, comic books, horror, and then a lot of retro toys as well. I got a Spawn figure coming up, another one, which will be a lot of fun. So looking forward to doing that. I mentioned in my last video, I'm contemplating doing a Patreon. Let me know what you guys think. If you would like to see that, please let me know in the comments down below. I want to keep it very inexpensive, but I also want to, keep it where people can find more information. What's coming up, what I'm recording, everything like that. And also you can have first dib on suggestions on what to unbox next, what videos you would like to see, what you'd like to see more of. The patrons would always come first. So I've done a Patreon before on another podcast I did, but I think this would be a totally different one and dedicated strictly for the YouTube channel. So if that's something you're into, please let me know. Could be a lot of fun. Also, when we hit 100 subscribers, there will be a giveaway, so make sure to subscribe right here on YouTube. I think we're at like 69 now, so we're getting closer. Closer every day. Make sure to subscribe and let people you like it. Sharing a video on Instagram, sharing a video on Facebook, or Twitter, the X, or maybe another social media platform that I don't even know about. Sharing a video, even just texting a video. That's something you could do with YouTube. You can literally text this video to a friend like, hey, check this out. I checked out this unboxing of Big Bully Busick. Maybe you would like it too. You never know. And maybe he'll be a new subscriber. That does help out immensely. Also, check out Tales of the Toy Box. 2 episodes up on the channel. Plus, every Saturday, a new episode of What's on the Pegs, which is very literally what I am finding on the pegs. Check that out as well. Thank you guys very much for checking out. Oh, also the TV Toycast podcast. My gosh, I almost got ahead of myself. Check that out every Thursday. Me and Travis have a different main event, and we're also talking about everything in the toy world. What's new, what we're finding, what we don't like, what we do like, what we're selling, what we're buying, all that in between. So check that out every Thursday wherever you get your podcast. That's it. Officially, that is all I got. Thank you guys for checking out the TB Toycast YouTube channel. That is Big Bully Busick, and we will see you guys in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.